the Second Amendment. You look at states that allow concealed carry laws, I don't think you see an exponential increase in crime. And frankly, there are statistics on both sides. Some statistics will tell you that there's actually a decrease in crime rate. And I believe that gun owners and law-abiding citizens ought to have the ability to protect themselves when needed.
Churches, schools, hospitals, stores, all those places?
You know, that's going to be up to the churches, the hospitals, and the local businesses to decide whether or not they want to allow that.
Okay, the other thing is about the Pell Grants. I think you said you're in favor of expanding Pell Grants.
I'm in favor of ensuring that Pell Grants are available for college students, especially in a district like this. You've got 9 universities and colleges. You know, Pell Grants are essential to ensuring their success and the students' ability to have an affordable education.
So maintain the level now where people are actually...
No, I'm going to try, I would rather try and reprioritize the way Washington spends money, put America on a debt repayment plan. When we do that, we can actually increase spending in the areas like Pell Grants and infrastructure funding, the areas where our tax dollars should go. That's what the federal government should do. I don't mind sending my tax dollars to Washington to pay for Pell Grants and infrastructure improvements in our crumbling economy. But there are a lot of other wasteful things, like the $6.7 billion per job for the stimulus bill that we're still paying. We're paying for that stimulus bill, that stimulus failure. Right now, in that $3 billion that we borrow each day to pay the debt on our national interest, or pay the interest on our national debt, I've done that twice.
How can voters count on you to be bipartisan here in Congress when during the debate you called Gil a career politician wannabe, which is a lot of the things that partisan politicians are doing right now? What does that send what kind of message does that send to voters?
Well, you know, obviously you're not putting forth the many times he insulted me during the debate and took into question my character and integrity. So when you have a guy who says he's an outsider, that's run for office 3 times for this same office, the better part of a decade, and calls himself an outsider, well, you know what? At some point you have to call yourself a candidate. You have to call yourself a political wannabe. So I wanted him to do that. Now, you talk about bipartisanship. You need somebody who actually understands, who can take his experience working within the federal government. And I will have a very small learning curve because of the experience I have helping countless constituents break through the bureaucratic red tape of Washington. And when that happens, I will have a very short learning curve to be able to affect a lot of policy changes in Washington by going out and doing what I did best during my years of public service, which is working with local leaders, Republican and Democrat, to find solutions to their problems, find ways that they can cost-effectively partner with the federal government. That's what I intend to do. You know, we need to have more leaders. We need to have more leaders like Ray LaHood and Tim Johnson and others who work in a bipartisan way to make sure that we get some real substantive changes in Washington, because that's the only thing that I hear that Americans are clamoring for. They're sick of the polarization of politics in this country right now, and frankly, so am I. And that's why I'm running, and that's why I intend to be a bipartisan leader in Washington.
All right, guys, that's it. Thanks.
You got any?
Yeah.
How are you, man?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Obviously, large college audience tonight, kind of home territory. How did you feel the audience responded?
I think the audience was great. This was a great debate. I got to commend everybody who put this together. Moderators were great in keeping time. Everything went great. This was a great opportunity for everybody to hear the differences and the very contrasting visions for America between David Gill and me. And I will welcome many more opportunities to talk about our differences, because I think over the next 20 days, those differences are going to lead to my victory.
All right, thanks, Zach.
Thanks.
Thanks, bud. Here, come on back.
Years of public service. In other words, you know.
Good job. From you. Well, be the first one. Oh, I was going to say it right now. You look this one there. I wish I knew you were here. I would have pointed to that. I'm going my evil corporate instinct.
Well,
Boy, you are just JV. The junior varsity.
That's how much they don't want him on team. I wonder why. Oh, I love the loft. Do you shop there as well?
No, but I'm sure Eric also shops there.
Oh. He'll like that on the tapes. See, I just want to know how he's going to protect Medicare by privatizing it. Like, how that logic works. You can explain it to me.
Is that off? Is it off?
Yeah.